Okay, let me explain to you how you're going to do this activity. You are going to try to produce the sine and cosine graph. So I'd recommend kind of breaking the paper up into two pieces. And what you want to do is we've got various angle measurements throughout the unit circle. On the bottom graph, you're going to plot out the y value using a piece of string. Cut a piece of string that's, a little bit longer. You can cut a couple pieces if you want, but you don't need a super long one, right? And what you want to do is you want to plot out the y value for every single measurement. So for 0 degrees, the y value for 0 degrees would be 0, right? Now, when I go to 30 degrees, its y value, well, I got to figure out how high above the x-axis it would be, and about right there. So I'm going to transfer that over, and this would be on the 30 degree mark, be about right here. Now, if you'd rather use a piece of paper to measure or a ruler instead of a piece of string, that would be just fine with me. And then you've got 45 degrees. Now, 45 degrees is a little bit taller. And again, I'm just marking off what its y value is, right? So for 45 degrees, 45 degrees is right about here. So on, right? You're going to go all the way through. Now, I believe that when you get to 90 degrees, it'll be a little bit above. Now, I do want you to note that the y values for down here would be negatives, right? Because it'd be going below the x-axis. On the top half of the graph, you're going to be plotting out the x value. So for 0 degrees, if I want to find out what the x value is, again, need to find out how far that is, about right here. And again, if you don't want to use a piece of string, you want to use a piece of paper or a ruler. If you have one, feel free. And so for 0 degrees, it will be right about here. Okay. So on the bottom of the graph, again, you're plotting out the vertical height above, right, what the y value is, transferring it over. And then on the top part, you're computing up, measuring what the x value is. How far away from the origin? What is that x value every time? Right, so if I were to do, say, 30 degrees, there's 30 degrees. How far does it take? Right there. And so I'm going to go ahead and transfer that over for 30 degrees. 30 degrees appears to be right here. And what's going to happen is as you go throughout the entire unit circle, the entire 360 degrees, you're going to notice something about this graph. And we're going to see how to graph this a lot in class on Tuesday. But for now, I just need you to produce the graph at the top and the graph at the bottom. Thank you very much. See you all tomorrow.